So I was originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, a large metropolitan community. Grew up with a mother, father, one brother, one sister, and we moved around quite a bit in the Midwest growing up, and that was always an adventure to me. Always that opportunity to get to know a new community. I ended up being in Iowa as most of my adult life. So I really enjoyed many of the things that Kansas City has to offer. I love being in a larger community. The arts are alive and well here. I've enjoyed getting to know the different cities that make up the larger metro area. And in a relatively short amount of time, you can move in from being in the downtown area of Kansas City to a small little community with nice little shops and coffee shops and restaurants and having its own unique personality. So yeah, just have really enjoyed all that the city has to offer. It's true, I'm a first-generation college student, or was a first-generation college student and graduate, and well, neither of my parents attended or graduated from college. I was fortunate to grow up in a family that very much understood the value of higher education. So my education was completed both at the University of Northern Iowa and the University of Iowa, and I chose majors and programs in biology, physical therapy, and exercise science. Exercise science was really an umbrella term for those doing PhDs in physical therapy. So it was a combination of therapeutics with the science of basic science that aligns with exercise physiology. So I found very early in my career that I was attracted to teaching. And as I was in clinical practice, we often had students who were either job shadowing to get into the field, or those who were in programs coming to do their internships and clinical experiences. And I always raised my hand. I loved having students with me, even as a new grad. So I felt like by doing that, I really stayed up on current information and tried again to be a great role model for those future therapists. And so I think that there was then for me kind of this evolution that, well, I'm helping in clinical education. That's one or two students at a time. I think I'd really like to be in a university setting and help prepare a workforce by being a faculty member. And so I went back and received a Ph.D. and prepared myself to do that work, and then got into higher education that way. So I started teaching and loved everything about being a faculty member. I loved the teaching and the preparation, always the learning that went on to be preparing to teach others. I enjoyed research, but I think it was the service component that drew me to being open to administrative roles. I think there was this opportunity to help the institution in different ways. I stayed in higher ed because I believe in the value of Catholic higher education and this transformation that we can provide to students and help prepare terrific people to go out in the world and make it a better place. And it's a pretty exciting place to be. You know, I see the future of Rockhurst as very bright. We have a lot of strengths here to build on, and as we look to the future, I know there's a strong desire to keep some of the many positives here and in place. But we also understand there's growing competition for a shrinking population of traditional age students. So again, it's a strength that Rockhurst got into the graduate education business when it did. Some schools really don't have that type of diversity in their offerings. I think we're going to find that students will navigate education in different ways, and we want to be nimble, and we want to make sure that we are providing students the kind of education they need at a point in time in their career, setting them up for lifelong learning, But I'm thinking about a transfer student who maybe didn't know what they wanted to do or how they wanted to invest in their career out of high school. And they went off to a community college and got started on some coursework that they thought might be generalizable. I think we want to be there and support those students in growing numbers. We want to be there and be great partners in the community. I would love for business and industry to say, Rockhurst is a partner for us, a strong partner for us, and someone that we think of when we think about needing to educate our workforce in some new area, that we're that nimble and quick to generate the kind of educational experience that their employees need or that their future workforce needs. Being called to me really aligns with a belief of that's where I should be. It's pretty simple, really. As we think about it in our lives, we can make a lot of choices and we can do a lot of things, but what are those things that we're really committed to and wanting to help make better? I believe I'm here for a reason at this time in the history of Rockhurst University. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and leading a Catholic university is something that, again, I was called to prepare for because I saw the tremendous benefit of this kind of education, but I also saw the tremendous need for leadership in this type of institution.